Okay, this is the 30th of November, 2020. We're at Vincent Corporation, and we just received these samples sent to us, I think, by Piedmont Engineering on behalf of Biocycles. Not often you see me wearing a glove, very rare, but this one really had me scared to start with, but it's not that bad. It's a sludge. But notice when I squeeze it, it's not like mashed potatoes. It's not squirting out between my fingers, and I'm making a decent cake. So that makes me think this will work. We're going to run it in this CP4 press. Some engineers a few minutes ago finished running seaweed in it. And we're going to push the seaweed out with this sludge. And then we're going to get, we're set up to get a capacity test of the press. We're running at 15 pounds PSI air pressure on the discharge. The screen has 6/1000ths of an inch slots. You know, I can't quite see them in there. Maybe you can. There's 6/1000ths of an inch slots. And running 14 RPM. Slowed it down, try to get a better dewatering. What we noticed between the two pails, do it again, Fred. Looks a little thinner in there, and some stuck down on the bottom. But when we go to this other pail, you'll notice a distinct difference in color. Slightly different color. Okay. And I'm gonna, oh, this is definitely more dilute. And it looks like a lot of polymer in it. But again, I'm getting the same reaction. We'll start with the thick stuff and then run a pail of the other stuff. Okay, we're just starting to feed in this material. It's being mixed with a little algae. Right away we're getting some water out here. That's a good sign. I doubt if the algae put out that much water. And I've got the discharge cone open. I'm going to wait till something comes out the end before closing it. See it steadily.
We're on 60 hertz?
No, I'm down at 14 RPM. It must be about 30 hertz.
Wet enough that it's not bridging.
Should I speed it up, you think? Okay, we're starting to get some gray stuff here, and so I will adjust the cone.
Alright, look out, Tyler. Go ahead and move.
This stuff smells horrible. Small flow of water. Crank it on up to 120 hertz.
So, is there a chance this is too much head pressure? I don't think so either.
I'll back off on the cone pressure. I'm down to about nothing. That's a very, very low air pressure. It might, instead of using an air cylinder, we could set up a bolt and have a fixed orifice.
Well, I'm getting movement in the inlet hopper now.
Okay. It's going down. 120 hertz help. Slightly lower air pressure. And cake is coming out, it's channeling out the bottom. So we're getting good flow of water. Okay, I'm going to start a time test. No. Okay, winding up our first test, first pail, and we've got a steady stream coming out. That would simulate a fixed opening. There's real not a forced pressure.
I'd stop it because the screws are covered.
Okay, it's time to stop this test at 2 minutes and. Yeah, okay, we're going to run the second pail material. It was the one that was more dilute. We're just pouring it in on top of what we had there before, keeping the same 120 hertz. And you can see how soupy this one is. Still has the hone shut. Let's see if something starts coming out. And we're getting some liquid out now. I'm going to pop the discharge cone open and give it a chance to clear out some. Okay, that's got to be the original sample. There we are with getting closer to the new material. Oh, nice. Enough water to say it was justified. And coming out as before, channeling out the bottom. But a nice flow of water. Well, maybe it's because this was more of a dilute. Although the thicker flow is, the better it works in the screw press. Anyway, I'm going to start my time test. And we're into the time test here. The flow is slowed down some. We have a stream of thickened material coming out. Not nearly as tight as I got in my fist. Okay, we're 4 minutes into our test, and we're starting to get down towards the end. Water is still coming out, fairly decent flow of crushed liquor. Cake still coming out the bottom of the cone with a very minimum air pressure. Okay, this is going to be a final test. I've been cleaning out the press, that is running it. We're running at 40 RPM where we've been all day. Increased the air pressure to 30 PSI, and I combined all the press cake from both trials in one pail. I'm going to dump this pail into the machine and see what it does. No cigar so far, just maybe churning in there a little. No liquid coming out. No cake coming out. It's co-rotating within the press. Okay, starting a plant tour. Now there's a gearbox, and there's a large screw. This is the screw department. We're on the second shift, and so most of the workstations are not attended right now. Get my face mask on. Another screw. We're in the assembly department. Just a skeleton crew at night. And there's a little lab press like the one we were using. Another one going together. Oh, here's a decent sized press being put together. Staging parts for another one. Here's what these screw presses look like on the inside. Here's our drive-in feeder section of the screw. First stage of compression, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage of compression, stationary resistor teeth. Okay, this is the next day. We're getting ready to ship these samples back to Piedmont. But you can see how the level is settled out in the samples. About twice as much sludge, almost a half again more, in the second pail, the one that had the dilute material in it, compared to the first pail that had the thick material in it.